So we need to talk about defects.
Ugh.
And not just talk about them, but I'm afraid we've got to taste them. So I've got this box of tricks here, which was sent me by this great expert up near Barcelona from IRTA, which is an amazing institute.
So excited to try that one.
Yes. And he has created, one of them he actually created the disgusting defect of mouldy. And to be kind to these people, I've covered it in tinfoil, which is it's how I started tasting olive oil when I was in Slow Food in 2004. My job then was to cover the bottles in tinfoil so we couldn't recognise it. And we've got a virgin here, so that is defected, but this is intentionally defected.
Virgin as opposed to extra virgin.
Yeah. So they intentionally fermented the olives when they made this oil. And in France, where this comes from, this is something they like. And it has a very intense smell. Olive paste, tapenade, or like opening a jar of black olives. If you have that smell, which is fermented olives, in olive oil, I'm opening it in front of you so it's fresh, it's not rancid at all. If you have that smell in olive oil, you should not call it extra virgin, because that smell, which we call fusty, means that the olive's fermented. And when you smell it, you are, I am sure, going to think it smells of olive paste.
Very much so.
So what they do is they pick the olives black. It's called noir d'olive. And then further down it says olive maturée, matured olives. They mean matured but also fermented. And then lower down, because they're honest, it says vierge, virgin. Doesn't say extra vierge, it says vierge.
I really like the smell.
And a lot of people do. And in France they use it on things like eggplant, on game, mushrooms, truffle, things with some kind of character, and they love it.
I could definitely see that.
But if say this producer was to enter this oil into a competition, it would be defective.
Completely. We would just immediately get rid of it because of the smell of olive paste. But it's a beautifully made thing. I mean, they ferment them for 5 days in a container without oxygen. So just to be absolutely 100% sure, let's have something that is clearly extra virgin. I mean, you get the difference, but I want you to smell the difference. And that is fresh and intense and grassy, and
these two things smell like different
planets, don't they?
Yeah, worlds apart. You really don't have to be an expert to say this is this and this is that.
Exactly. But as I say, this is beautifully made. But what I wanted you to understand was that difference. I don't think we even need to taste it, because you can just smell. This is here, by the way, because we are going to taste the horrible ones. And in competitions, this is what we use to clear our palates is green apples. So let's see what we've got in here.
Here we have vinegary.
Let's smell that. I seem to remember that this one is quite good, in the sense bad, because it smells quite intense. You would think that somebody made a mistake and that this is salad dressing and it's got vinegar in it. You smell that. I mean, it makes you cough like vinegar, doesn't it? It goes up your nose, and your nose is going, I don't want this in my body.
I don't know if you have salt and vinegar chips in the UK.
Exactly what it smells like, yeah. And we could mix these up now on the plate. We haven't got any numbers or labels on these things. We could pick them up, and all three of them, we get them immediately.
In fact, it might be a fun game to play once we've got all our defects on the table.
Yeah. Well, then it gets a bit more complicated. So this one is, does that say muddy?
Yes.
When muddy is really bad, muddy sediment, when you don't filter the oil and you have this sediment at the bottom of the bottle which ferments, you have smells of vomit, of roadkill, basically what Italians call putrescina, cadaverina, you can tell.
I don't need to speak Italian to know that's...
And, but when it's really bad, the smell is not so strong, so we are going to have to taste this, I'm afraid. When it's really bad, it smells and tastes, not that I smell or taste, a little bit of shit.
Wow. Let's go for it.
So on the nose, it's not nearly as clear as that vinegary one, is it? So let's warm it up like we do as if we were going to have something good. I get a slight vomit, slight acrid smell. I'm afraid in the mouth it's probably going to be a lot worse.
The heating up really draws that smell out of it.
I've had many worse than this.
It's not pleasant.
It's not pleasant.
Mm.
And it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You can see from your face. Already I'm feeling
Yeah.
my mouth's a bit cleaner. In competitions we drink fizzy water and make that noise again. But it still goes on actually. We're not judging in a competition, so if we get a bit confused it doesn't really matter. When olives are broken in some way, through maybe even worms in them, or in the process of picking them, immediately oxygen starts to help ferment the olive, and it produces a smell of acetic acid and vinegar. In the old days, when they used the presses, where the mats had these little bits of olive stuck in them, that would produce a vinegary smell very quickly.
So I imagine in the old days it was unavoidable.
Pretty well all olive oils, in my experience, ever in the old days made with these presses smelled of vinegar.
Mhm.
This winey defect we call. I wish it did smell of wine, but it smells of vinegar. Oh, look what I found in here.
Oh.
This one really did seem as if it had vinegar in it.
Yeah.
What is this one?
Musty.
This is the one he made. So
And you're gonna have to explain this one.
Agusti put it in a place where I think they might even have put wet blankets on the top of them to get the olives to have a mold growing in them.
Wow.
The deposit on the bottom looks really unattractive. I'm not going to shake it up because that'll probably make it even worse. When I opened it, it went like that. So
Wow.
There's some fermentation still going on in that.
Just how disgusting that looks.
Yeah. You can smell the mold.
You can smell the mold, but it's not as offensive
As the vinegar one,
Yeah.
the winey one. No. I think I'm going to taste it. Unfortunately, musty is the worst defect in terms of how much it persists in your mouth. The other one persisted a bit, but normally this is the one that you need to eat a lot of apple. Jesus. I'm afraid it's going back in the cup.
I can't let you take this journey alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've had worst musty, but it's very clear. It's really mouldy. And
Oh, wow.
he swallowed it.
Let's have some more defective oils.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's got a strange
Oh.
sort of acrid spiciness at the end of it, hasn't it?
That is terrible.
It builds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a symphony.
My God. In competitions, each table will judge a different oil. And you can look around the room, and the people who are getting the worst oils are eating the most apple. So let's see what other treasures we have in here. Rancid. This would probably just need to smell it out of the top. You don't need to put it in a cup. Old oil, old nuts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, eventually, something that people find a bit difficult to understand is that even this, which is wonderful, one day will no longer be extra virgin when it becomes rancid. It won't, because I'm going to finish it. But
Right.
if I left it for 3 years on my balcony, for example,
Yeah.
it would end up smelling.
How long is this going to stay fresh?
Right, so this oil in this bottle will stay unopened, stay fresh for 18 months. Have that fantastic freshness that it had the day it was made. For 18 months. Some of the more bitter oils, where they have higher levels of antioxidants, so anti-rancid, we can call it, they will maybe last even 2 years. But legally, a good oil on the label, they allow for 18 months. So it has this incredible freshness.
And what kinds of factors might expedite that process, if any?
If you use clear glass, or in this case plastic, the sun, if it gets to it it will destroy it within days. It will make it go rancid. Oxygen on the top, so once you've opened it, slowly it will become rancid. But the point is, you just have to trust your nose. If you like the smell of it, and that will go on smelling great for a long time, maybe even 2 months after you've opened it, or longer, depending. If you like the smell of it, it's fine. If it starts to smell like this, rancid, you won't want to use it anyhow, so you check it out. When I lived in Italy, I had a fireplace, and I used those oils to light the fire. Lampante.
This one, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the rancidity you get in olive oil is much like the rancidity you get in any oil. Like there's a sort of common
all sorts
smell.
Of fats, even pork fat, nuts is a very clear thing.
Yeah.
And one thing that we use as a descriptor, in other words, a word that puts the two smells or flavors together, is wax crayons.
Yeah.
And rancidity very often smells like wax crayons.
Heladas or frostbite.
Right, so frostbitten, this is a very strange defect. It means that they pick the olives off the tree when they were frozen, which breaks up the cells in the olive and can produce some very strange smells and flavours which almost sound nice, like vanilla, custard, cooked fruit, and on the other hand, wet wood, which is something you have to kind of have a feeling of what that might, as it were, taste of. But it's quite an unusual. I can smell a little bit it reminds me of the revolting food they used to give me in my school in Britain, which was cooked fruit with custard on it. But there's something else that's not sweet, but kind of...
There's a sweetness that
There's a strange
I'm not sure
sweetness.
if I'm getting all the nuances that you are, but...
There's a strange suggestion of some kind of not very clear sweetness.
I mean, if I compare it to this one that we smelled, again, it's worlds apart.
I think of all the defects that are in this box, because there are different levels of defect, in this box I think it's the least offensive. It's certainly not fresh. Judging from your face, it's not that great.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't have the vocabulary to describe what's going on, but it was not pleasant going down.
And not clear, is it?
No.
It's kind of...
Fresh is like the furthest word from my mind right now.
Absolutely. So have something fresh.
I think I see what you mean by wet wood.
Right.
I've never chewed on
of course
wet
we
wood,
haven't.
but also I think I'm still getting the musty one, which was
Yeah, I told
7
you,
or 8
it goes
minutes
on.
ago.
It goes on forever.
This one was nice fusty, the Virgin from France. It was that smell of olive paste, okay? This is not very nice fusty. It's got a less intense smell than that, but it's got all sorts of other fermentation going on, which is quite unpleasant.
So you've got musty and you've got fusty, which
very confusing.
they really could have picked
Very confusing.
different words there.
So fusty means that the olives have fermented inside themselves, if you know what I mean. They're not damaged, but the fermentation occurs inside, which is what happens when you make olives that you eat. For example, a jar of black olives or olive paste.
But it's a very characteristic smell. And in competitions, we get a lot of this.
And why is that, do you think?
Because people still haven't understood that they need to pick the olives and make them into oil as quickly as possible. These olives have been hanging around for too long before they were made into oil. That's what.
But they haven't, the inside has not been exposed to air.
Bravo, exactly. That's the difference. If it's broken or exposed to air, then we get the vinegary smell. It sounds very nerdy, but there really is a clear difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There is so much oil out there like that. So many people buy oils that taste like that and pay money for it. You know, I mean...
I've had oils in the States in supermarkets that have exactly this characteristic, which is going for not top dollar, but
I'm getting like a banana kind of taste with that.
But not green banana,
No.
like overripe
Yeah.
banana. Yeah, that's a classic. It may also be mature olives, as well as, because You're unlikely to get one defect. I mean, Agustin with the moldy ones, one defect. He just was concentrating on making that problem. Let's just smell this one. Well, this is rancid and overripe fermented olives. No freshness.
Yeah, none.
And that is a common thing in supermarkets here in Spain where we live. But you would get this all over the world.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're getting this in supermarkets in Spain, it's likely we're getting them in supermarkets in non-olive oil producing countries, correct?
Exactly. So I'm trying to find the nice one. And you taste this, you smell it after what we've just smelled. This one, it's a different world. Spicy, but fantastic.
We're talking about this one here. Yeah. See if I can cheat a little bit.
I think you'll pick it out.
And I did.
Yeah.
It's beyond clear.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not snobby.
You know, you'll have wine experts who'll say, oh God, this smells of this, that and the other. But here in olive oil, I think we really have got our feet on the ground. And you can tell the difference between these things. And it's not because you are this great expert. I mean, your nose works. You like your food. But it's obvious to normal people.
Yeah. For
I'm
sure.
not saying you're completely normal.
No. There's
So good. I think the message is quite clear.
Yeah. Have we gone through all the defects?
We have, thank God.
And
That are in this box. And
Okay.
there's some other rarer defects.
okay.
When I went to see Agustin in his research centre, he told us about sometimes when they don't change the water that they use to wash the olives with, bacteria develop in that. And it's not dangerous. None of these things are dangerous because the olive oil kills all the bugs, so you don't have to worry about these things. But some of them smell bad. Anyhow, this bug that you get in the dirty water can make the oil smell of smoked pork, so basically bacon, which I love.
Yeah.
Not in my olive oil.
Not in olive oil. I can see how that would be not so appealing. Interesting that all these things, like I would think maybe mold and the bacteria, like they might pose some kind of health concern, but no.
Not at all. No. Because the oil, oil is a preservative. It keeps the bugs can't survive in the oil. So
they drown.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's good to know. That's encouraging that you can't go out and have olive oil poisoning.
Don't panic about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But you can certainly taste it.
And anyhow, I think, again, as I always say, you have to trust, you have a free laboratory on the front of your face. Your nose and your mouth will tell you, I don't want to have this because it smells or tastes disgusting.
Yeah.
So spit it out if it smells bad.
So all in all, we've tried, let's see, what is it? Six different defects, and then you say there's a handful of rarer ones.
There are other ones,
there.
and there's one thing that you get which is not so offensive, which is when they use too much heat in the mill. So the cold pressed or cold extracted doesn't mean cold. It means that the temperatures should not have gone above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And if they do, the oil can smell like a British pub or popcorn, like cooked oil, you know what I mean? With none of the freshness that we found there. But it's not so offensive, it's just kind of gone. It's kind of bland.
Okay, so then armed with this knowledge, a consumer could go to the supermarket, smell it, and go, potentially.
If they allow you to smell it in the soup, that would be great.
Once you bring it home.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, this one certainly doesn't smell fresh. Let's explore further and see if I can get to the bottom of this.
Exactly.
But there is a difference why this stuff is a little bit pricier than the stuff you'll buy at the grocery store.
Of course, because it's made with care and love and,
Yeah.
and fresh olives.
Yeah, and you can certainly smell it.
Yeah.
And certainly taste it. And gosh, I hope we don't have to do this one again. If you like what you see, follow us on our YouTube channel and our Instagram, and comment. Let us know what else you want to hear.
And share it with as many people as you can.